Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Mialisia Corporate Power Hour for this week. We're so excited to have you all on the call. We have a lot of really great things going on at Mialisia, especially in the month of March, but today we just have some great things going on for you guys, so we're glad that you could join us for the call. First and foremost, we want to remind you that our Success Start program is in full swing, and it's going super well. We had several designers who we announced last week who made it into the Super Start, which we gave all existing designers through February 15th to complete. So several, 15 designers made it into their Super Start, which was awesome. And then we have an additional handful of designers who made it who achieved their Smart Start, which we gave you through February 28th. So just the entire month of February to complete. And so I want to announce the people who made it with their Smart Start achievement. The designers that we have are Carrie Peruca, Jill Adams, Jamie Weeks, Angela Bennett, Tara Deladonna, Michelle Cottrell, Teresa Falhaber, Tara Tucker, Kelly Brennan, Lori Stewart, Susan Stewart, and Brenda Lee Hampton. So a big round of applause to all of these ladies. They did a lot of hard work through the month of February to achieve their Smart Start charm. Those will be sent out in the coming few weeks, and you should be getting an email with some additional information from us this week. So be on the lookout for that. If you have any questions about how the program works or anything like that, feel free to contact our support department, and they'll be able to help you out with that. So that's the announcement that we have as far as recognition goes today. I also want to talk a little bit about our Mialisia Madness promotion. It's going on through the entire month of March. And essentially, we want to reward everyone within our Mialisia organization through the entire month of March. So be sure, we sent out an email to all existing fashionistas, but we also want to make sure that your customers are aware, that your friends and family are aware of all of the different things that they could win just by being a part of Mialisia. So make sure that you are familiar with the promo and that you're spreading the news. I'm just going to go through a couple quick things. Existing designers through the entire month of March will be earning a double builder bonus. If you're not familiar with the builder bonus, it's on our compensation plan. If you have somebody who enrolls at the $5.99 kit level, right now you get a $50 builder bonus just added to your commission check. For every new recruit, new American recruit through the month of March, you will receive $100 for the recruit that signs up at $5.99, and then as it is right now, the $75 builder bonus for signing a recruit at the $9.99 kit level, that will be $150 through the month of March. So hopefully that makes sense. They do have to be U.S. recruits, and you have to be a U.S. designer in order to earn these things, and the reason for that is because Canadian designers already have a recruiting promotion going on right now. So this is unique to U.S. designers. If you have any questions about that, feel free to call in. New designers, same thing. If they sign up at any kit level, they'll receive a certain amount of MIA money, which is just credit assigned to your back office that you can use to purchase jewelry, supplies. It's going to be perfect for the new spring line, which is coming out fairly soon. And so depending on the kit size that new designers sign up with, they'll get $25, $75, or $150 in MIA money assigned to their back office that they can use for purchasing of anything that they may need to get their Mialisia business started. Fashionistas this month, if they book and hold a party within March, so they need to have booked the party March 1st or after and hold the party March 31st or before. Anyone who books and holds a fashion event that retails over $250 will get a free piece of their choice. So there's no dollar amount assigned to it. If they want a pair of earrings, great. If they want the most expensive necklace in the catalog, fine. They can have whatever piece they want completely free as long as they book and hold a qualifying fashion event within the month of March. And then your party guests, anybody who spends $75 or more before tax and shipping will receive any Mialisia piece for only $15. Same thing. It can be a pair of earrings. It can be a necklace. It can be anything that they want, and it will only be $15 above their $75 order. In order for those last two, the easiest way to get those last two promotions in motion is to call into support. So you'll want to place your guest's order and then make note of what piece they want for $15, call support and say, hey, here's the order information. I need you to add a Venezia for $15 to this particular order. Be sure to do that like right away, as soon as you can after you place the order, because we don't want the existing order to go out and then you call. If you call in like 2 days after the order was originally placed, it will have already been shipped, so we'll have to charge the customer shipping again. So you'll want to, if you hold a party at night, maybe wait until the morning, place all of the orders in the morning, and then call support and have all of the $15 pieces added. And the same thing with fashionistas. Add your fashionista order and then call into support to have the free piece added. And they'll go through and do what they need to do to have it added to the order, and that way it will all go out in one shipment. It'll save everybody on shipping, and everybody will get to utilize the promotion. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about the promotion or Superstar, Smart Start, anything like that, feel free to head on over to the official Mialisia designer page. Be posting questions on our Power Hour post. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Sean to talk about a couple of other things.
Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining the call today, and if you're listening to it via recording, thank you for taking the time to listen. We're going to go over several different things today. A lot of exciting stuff going on in March, and business is really, really growing. We've had so many people sign up for the business in the last 3 days. We're really excited to see that, and things are really, really booming, really going well, and we're excited and thankful for all the efforts that you in the field make every single day. In fact, speaking of efforts, I wanted to talk just for a few moments about confidence. Confidence is an interesting thing, right? Because there's all different types, right? There's the confidence that, you get maybe in one certain thing in your life. There's overall confidence. There's self-esteem, which, radiates confidence. There's all kinds of different things that shake or strengthen confidence. And so I just wanted to take a second. I was reading something from Harvey Mackey, who wrote the MBA of Selling in the Real World. And this is from pages 177 to 179. And he talks about radiating confidence. He says, confidence, I want you to listen to this first sentence. And as I read it, I really want you to think about it, because it really does, there's a lot of principles in here that you can apply to your life. So if you think about this, confidence is a combination of mental and physical skills learned from practicing the right concepts. Let me read that again. Confidence is a combination of mental and physical skills learned from practicing the right concepts. So first of all, confidence is not inherited, right? It's learned. It's personal. You can't get it from someone else. It has to come from within. He goes on to say, confidence enables you to perform to the best of your abilities. It allows you to perform without the fear of failure. A coach can't tell a player to have confidence. It has to come from within. And it's not something that others have by accident, whereas, some people are born with it and some people aren't. It is absolutely something that comes from practicing, and not just practicing anything, but practicing the right skills. So having a plan that is proven and works, and then executing against it. An example of that would be the Smart Start program. Let's talk about that for a second. It really calls for just a few behaviors, right? So one, we're asking you to do 15 concept shares. Why do we ask you to do 15 concept shares? Which, by the way, should really be, if you want to be successful, in an appointment format, not somebody that you're walking into at the grocery store. That is effective too and can help. But these are 15 people that you've made appointments with. You've gone over to their house. You've shown them and taught them the concept. And they turn into, if you do them right, stop and shops, or party bookings, fashion event bookings, or if you're really, really on your game, turn into a recruit. So understanding that those 15 concept shares should really be 15 stop and shops. And by practicing and doing that right, you can, I promise you, after 15 of them, gain confidence in what you're doing. If you strike out or you have some bad experiences, you learn from those and you move on. If you get really good at the concept shares, just that piece of the Smart Start program, you will be successful in this business. You will duplicate. Nobody else, no other jewelry company is out there doing concept shares, right? It just doesn't work. They're just purely stop and shops. Look at this jewelry. Do you like it? Will you buy? The pitch is, can I come over and show you my jewelry? That should not be your pitch with us. We have a totally different concept with a completely cutting-edge concept that allows you to do so many different things, and women do get excited about it. How do we know this? Is it proven? Well, yes, it is. Annalise and I sold $1 million out of our basement doing that very thing, concept shares. That's all we did. We did them at craft shows. We did them with women and friends. We did them at parties. We did them at, wherever we were, and that's how we sold our jewelry. And so we know this. We know it's proven, and it's a skill that if you practice, you will gain confidence in this business and you will be successful. You have my promise and my word. The second thing of the Smart Start is parties, right? Again, if you're only holding one party a month, would you call that enough to practice a skill to get good at it? I don't care if your party has 2 people or if it has 12. Well, I do care because I want you to have more people there. But either way, you get a chance to practice. And by practicing and getting better and finding out what works for you, you become successful. I continue to be amazed at the criticism that comes from people that have never held a party. They try to tell us, oh, that doesn't work, or this doesn't work, or you don't give us enough training. And my question always is do you go out and have you held parties? Are you practicing the skills to gain the confidence you need to be successful? Because when it comes down to it, confidence is what will make you successful, and it will also help you overcome your fear of failure, as Harvey says in this article. And, and I totally agree with him. That's the only way that you'll find success is confidence. See the biggest difference between successful and unsuccessful people? Yes, hard work and lots of other things that go into it. But the truth is between success and, not having success is really confidence. And the confidence came from people who didn't give up, who practiced like crazy the correct principles and skills, and then got really good at them. And then the third thing is recruiting. This is a skill, absolutely. And knowing how to talk to people, how to uncover their needs, how to find what's most important to them before you ever start pitching is called making a connection. And if you can't connect with people, that is a skill that is a must in this business. If you haven't perfected it or if you haven't gotten really good at it, you must continue to practice. As you gain confidence, the most beautiful thing in this business is people that have no confidence, that come into it, practice skills, most importantly, the skill of connecting with people, get really good at it, and it changes their lives. You hear so many people in this business that say, change their life through money, change their life through this or that. You know what really changes people's lives? Confidence that comes from practicing skills, and that comes from, making a difference in people's lives. You can't make a difference in someone's life if you can't connect with them. You can have all the money in the world, and if you don't connect with people, you'll be lonely and you'll make no impact on this world. The only way to truly make a difference is to connect with people. You can't make a difference with your Mialisia business unless you connect with people. You can't help them get better unless you recruit them and get them on your team. Then you can work with them on practicing the right skills in order to become successful. That's the most beautiful thing about this business, is that it forces you out of your comfort zone and helps you connect with people. And so, sticking to that Smart Start every month forces you to practice the skills that you need to be successful, and helps you to gain confidence, which at the end of the day is the thing that you need to truly make a difference in people's lives. So, having said all that, wanted to jump to a couple of cool announcements. One is now you have in your back office for all U.S. designers, and this will be available next month in Canadian back offices, is called My Mialisia Movers Report. If you log into your back office and go under the report tab. If you go under the report tab, the first item should be the My Mialisia Movers Report. Why this report is so effective is because it's going to show you your entire downline. It's going to show you your whole team. And it's going to give you some ability to see some things that you haven't been able to necessarily see, and also give you some data to be able to recognize your team members and also know who's struggling and who to reach out to and who to help. So just quickly, if you go over to My Mialisia's Movers Reports, you have two options. You can select current month to date or previous month. As soon as you select the Mialisia Movers Report, depending on the size of your team, there'll be a box that pops up that'll tell you that the report is building. And anytime you make some changes or filter data, that same box will pop up so that you know that the report's regenerating and working. So don't re-click it or don't have to keep hitting buttons. Just wait for it. It'll come up. Another thing, as you scroll and click on things or go over to the Action tab, which I'm going to do in a second, the report or the extra data actually pops up in a second window, which is super nice so you don't have to go away from the report. So very helpful. So if you go there and you basically scroll down the names of your downline, it shows you their address and phone number right there in a little pop-up box. You don't have to click on it. You just scroll over it. That's helpful because you can then call them right away, or you can send them a thank you note by just scrolling over and writing down their address. If you go over the next thing, you can see the level. This is the level the designer is in your organization, your first, second, third, and so on. You can filter by that as well. And then if you go over to volume, if you scroll over the little question mark boxes, it tells you and describes to you what is in these columns. So you can see that volume, this is your team volume. So remember, this is a combination of your first three levels and your personal volume all rolled into one. And you can see in March what your volumes are if you're doing the month-to-date report, or for February if you're doing the previous month report, what your team volume is. Next to each one of the people on your team, you can see their team volume. If you go over to enrollees, this tells you how many people they've recruited in the last, in that current month or in the prior month, again, depending on the report. These are new designers enrolled by that particular designer. So these are level 1 designers. If you go over to parties, these are the number of parties the designer closed in the selective period, so month to date or prior month. And these are actually closed parties. They don't show up until they're closed. So the designer could have a number of open parties and they wouldn't be in here. Party sales, again, this doesn't show up till the party's closed. And as some of you know, if there's additional orders or we had to do it manually or whatever, that the party sales might be off a little bit, but it gives you a general idea of how big the party was and how much their average party is by dividing party sales by the number of parties. Now, if you get over to the actions, you can click on the little action button. It'll tell you a couple of things. First of all, if you go view report card, this will tell you what rank that the designer is currently qualified at in that given month and what they have to do to get to the next rank. You'll see little green buttons or red buttons that come up telling you, did you qualify for that or not, or what you have to do or how much more you need to do. This is very helpful as you get closer to the end of the month for you as an upline to call your downline and say, hey, did you know you're only one designer away from that next rank? Or did you know you're only one senior designer away from that next rank? Or did you know you're only $200 in sales away from that next rank? This helps you to drive volume, but also helps you to maximize your downline's commissions, which in turn maximizes yours. It also helps you to get buy-in, keep up the communication, and provide the, quite frankly, provide the visibility into your downline that you haven't had before. So I hope that you're excited as I am about this report and what it's going to do. It's a great start. We have a lot of things coming out in the next couple of days and weeks, and we're working really hard to continue to make Mialisia one of the best companies out there. And we are getting there every single day, making a lot of progress. And so this will be very helpful to you as you kind of dive in and you're able to see things that you haven't been able to see before. All right, so that's the Mialisia Movers Report. If you have feedback on the report or things that you would like to see differently, all you have to do is send an email to support at mialisia.com, and we'll be able to answer your questions there. And another thing on the Mialisia Movers Report is you can see that designer's order history, how many orders they placed and when by clicking on that. You can also see their profile and help them update that or make sure they have the right information in there. All right, Michael, I'm just following the designer thing here on the Facebook page and seeing quite a number of questions on here. So why don't we go ahead and get started with that?
Okay, so a lot of the questions have to do with the promotion. We may have already answered these questions, but we'll go back over it just to make sure that the answers specifically are given to you guys. And if you think of any questions as we're going through this, hop on over to the official Mialisia Designer page, look for today's Power Hour post, and post your questions there. That's where we're pulling all your questions from. So the first question is, I am sure this will be answered, but will we have to call in every order over $75? And the answer is yes. When you have an order over $75, do call it in to add the $15 piece. Like I said earlier, the best way to do this would be to enter in the order yourself and then call immediately after. So say you have 10 orders over $75. Go to the party system in your back office, add those orders in there, and then immediately call in after you've added those orders and say, okay, I need to add a $15 piece to order this, order this, order this, order this, and then support will just go through and add all of those orders as you're going through. So hopefully that answers that. The next question is, please tell us more about the new line and the new catalog format. Sean, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, the catalog's getting done right now. It should be ready soon, and then it'll go off to the printers, and then we will be doing a launch of the new jewelry along with the new catalog. You'll know, several of you already know this, but we're planning trips across the U.S., both Annalise and other leaders and myself. We'll be going kind of from coast to coast doing these meetings. We'll be bringing the new jewelry with us. We'll be bringing new catalogs with us. We'll be having quite the launch there. But we'll also be launching it through a complete marketing campaign. You'll see a lot of things coming out on it about the new jewelry. Here's the biggest things. One, it won't be out during March, so look for that in the around the 1st of April. The other thing is that when the new catalogs come out, you'll see quite a bit of a different format there. You'll see it designed kind of like in a magazine format, if you will. It'll be more of a sales tool. It really is going to be designed to accomplish a few things. One, for you to be able to better connect people to Annalise and her story and helping them understand, that this could be their dream and they could jump on board. The other thing will be connecting people to the concept, the style, and helping them understand how the jewelry is different than any other jewelry and that it can be used and combined in different ways to help them understand their style better and help them feel comfortable and teach people that even if they're not big jewelry wearers, that they can be now. And the other thing that you're going to see a lot is a really big push around the VersaStyle concept, helping to brand that category, helping to get people to understand that we don't sell necklaces, we sell VersaStyle pieces, and what is that and what is it about. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. I'm not going to give you finite details today. There will be a lot of surprise factor going on with the catalog and when the launch is, but you can be rest assured that when it comes out, it will be powerful and exciting. We've been working on this for months and months and months. So this is unlike our prior catalogs where we had to get them out quickly because we were launching. This is something that has been in the works in the meetings for quite a while. So we're super excited about it coming out.
Awesome. Let's see, another question. For the free piece that fashionistas can earn in March, will that be added to the reward section when the fashionista enters her order, or do we need to contact support to get that added to the order? Same thing as with customer orders over $75. You'll want to call that order in once it's been placed and have the piece added to the order. Next question. How is sales tax calculated on the $15 pieces? Do we charge tax? Sean, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, the tax is charged on the $15. So keep in mind, with designers, tax is charged at retail because we assume you're going to sell the piece at retail, right? So you just recollect your tax. In this case, for a fashionista, also for a customer, they're not reselling the item, they're just buying it. So they're taxed on the $15 just like they normally would be. So if you're placing a customer order, no, you wouldn't have to collect tax for that because they'll get charged that when we put in the order. But if you're selling a cash and carry, item, then that's up to you, because I wouldn't do it that way, right? I mean, you're going to have to give away one of your pieces for $15. You'd much rather place that order through corporate and go that route, I'm assuming. So $15 is what it's taxed on.
Okay. Another question. Please clarify for the Fields of March promos what was emailed directly to customers, fashionistas, designers in the U.S., and designers in Canada. This is a good question. We did not send any communications to customers. We will be coming out with something that you can send to your customers, or you're more than welcome to send something to your customers on your own. We did send out communications to U.S. designers discussing all aspects of the promo, and then we sent out something to U.S. fashionistas discussing all aspects of the promo except for the double builder bonus, because that wouldn't apply to any fashionistas. And so fashionistas are aware of the customer, fashionista, and new recruit awards, and then U.S. designers are aware of all of the rewards. And then the promo, the March Madness promo, is only applicable to U.S. designers, so nothing has been communicated to the Canadian field. So hopefully that makes sense. That answers that question. Where do we find info on Canada, recruiting bonuses or promotions, or anything having to do with Canada pre-launch? Sean, do you want to answer this, or do you want me to?
You can, Michael. You're the one who puts it in there. So.
Yeah, there are several places to find information on Canada, so this is a really great question. First of all, a week or two ago, we sent out an email to Canadian designers as well as U.S. designers regarding some information on Canada. If you are not seeing the emails from us, we usually send one, maybe two emails out a week. We try not to bombard you. We just want to make sure that we're only sending out important information about promotions or events or announcements. But if you're not getting those emails, call support and we'll take a look at why you're not receiving our emails. Also, check your spam folder, because we do use a mass email generator, so sometimes those emails get spammed. So look for that email. It has a lot of information about pre-launch in Canada, what's going on. Also in your back office, there is a folder titled Canadian Materials in the resource library of your back office. So you can find some information there. And then the best place to find information is actually on our website when you click Get Answers. It takes you to our FAQ page, and all of the questions have been updated to include information that would be applicable to both U.S. and Canadian designers. If the information is dissimilar, then every single question has information for both U.S. and Canada. There's also a Canada-specific section. There are two Canada-specific questions, actually. Canada-specific sections, actually. The first one is about Canada for Canadians, and then about Canada for Americans. So if you're a U.S. designer and you have a question about recruiting in Canada, there's a section with questions specifically for you. And then if you're in Canada and you have questions about recruiting in Canada, there are questions specific for you. So anyway, there's tons of information on our website, in your back office, and in your email. So look for those. Next question. How is the customer going to be charged for the $15 item if we are having to call that in after the party? This is a good question. Basically, whatever card was used, you'll probably have that written down since you'll have already charged the order. And so you'll need to be giving support that card information when you call in the order and have it added to the invoice. So be sure that you're keeping track of the card information, which card goes with which customer order, and they'll just tack that on to the existing order. The next question, is there separate shipping on the $15 item? The answer is, it depends. If you call in and add the $15 item to their order before that order has gone out, then no, it will just tack right onto the order, and it'll all go out at once, and they'll be charged just the standard shipping. So that's why it's important that you make sure to put in the order and then immediately call support. If you hold a party at 8 o'clock at night tonight, obviously our support department won't be open, so I would suggest that you wait until tomorrow, add the orders in, and then call support and have them add the pieces to the order. But we did communicate that tax and shipping may apply where it has to. So if you wait like 3 days, or the customer is like, oh, I'll let you know which piece I want in a few days, then we will have to charge them shipping on top of the $15. Let's see. Somebody asked if tax was charged on the original price or the $15. We already went over that. It's taxed on the $15, so that's good. It's a little bit cheaper. For those of us who have a lot of past catalogs, will there be a small insert, or will those be null and void? Sean, do you want to go over that?
Yeah, so all the current pieces will be in the new catalog. So all the current catalogs that are out after we come out with the new catalog in this instance would be null and void. So they would be no longer used, which is very commonplace in all companies, jewelry companies, right? The new catalog usually replaces the old catalog. We just did inserts the first time because we had just launched, and to make a catalog null and void after a month would be ridiculous. So this new catalog will have all the new pieces, prices, and everything. And so you will definitely not have any need any longer for the old catalogs.
Okay, so it looks like that's all the questions that we have right now. If you have a question that you feel like you need answered right now, or that you asked but you feel like you didn't get the answer that makes sense to you, go ahead and post it right now. Okay, another question. This is a good one, Sean. Would the prices change in the catalog?
Yeah, they could, right? So we're working on that. So, a couple of things could go down, a couple of things could go up. It won't be drastic. It might be $1 or $2. Usually it's based on duties and different things that are coming into the country, and just making sure that those margins are maintained. We also adjusted a little bit of some of the prices to give the designers a little bit more commission on some of the things. So you're going to see some of these things that we tweak. So yes, some of the prices could change. But again, I see the comment on here from Jennifer, like, if you want to use the old catalogs to stir up interest, that is fine. I don't think anybody's going to lose any sleep over the difference in a price on an item of $1 or $2, if it's on a particular item. Just keeping in mind, the old catalogs won't have any of the new items in it, and the new catalog, once you see it, you have my word, you're not going to want to use the other catalogs after that, because this is going to be incredible. So we're really excited about it. So anyways, that's my answer.
Okay, and those are all the questions that we have. So we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. Sean, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, I just want you guys, ladies and guys both, to know how grateful we continue to be that you're out there pushing the message, which is that you are of infinite worth. That is so important to us. You cannot help someone build confidence, feel better about themselves, really see their true infinite worth unless you connect with them. You let them into your heart and let them into your life, and show them that, you're a real person and that you're there to help them make a difference. I do recognize and understand that makes us vulnerable. But you know what? Life is short. If you get burned a few times, I can promise you that the connections and joy that comes from the relationships you build in this business as you continue to work hard and make a difference in people's lives will far outweigh any negative stuff that goes on. And, at the end of the day, just keep weeding those people out. Surround yourself with people that make you feel better, that uplift you, that inspire you. Look for people that are out there that are builders, and put those people on your team and really get after it and make a difference in their lives. So thanks for all you do, and I hope everybody has an incredible day and an incredible March. Let's have the best month we've ever had. All right. Talk to you later.